Is Luton, England really dangerous? Have you ever heard that Luton is the worst town in England? You must have been informed if you know one thing or the other about the town vis-à-vis recent developments there. Several reasons have been given for the town's rundown. One of them is the increased concern about crime and safety there. We alluded to this in one of the videos on this channel. It discusses Luton as the worst town to live in England. There, we explain the opinions of Lutonians about their town. Yet, opinion differs as to how bad the town is. The whole scenario begs the question, is Luton, England really dangerous? In other words, how safe is Luton? That's the subject of our discussion. Positive sides of Luton. We're not going to be naysay throughout this rundown of Luton. We'll strive to see the good in the town. Thus, no one has the right to feel that their town is castigated whenever we are coming up with hard facts against this town. But just before then, we can see reasons why it's not everyone that'll move out of Luton. And truth be told, let's give it to the Lutonians for life of their royal love, or better put, allegiance that could translate to patriotism, but nationalism. Though branded and voted the worst town in England and the most dangerous, there are some good sides to living in Luton. It boasts an airport, a vibrant one for that matter. Known as London Luton Airport, it's an international airport located about 2.7 kilometres east of the town centre and 56 kilometres north of central London. Owned by London Luton Airport Limited, which is a company totally owned by Luton Borough Council, the airport is operated by London Luton Airport Operations Limited. The town also has a popular university, ranking among the best in the UK, and its ranking is enviable among universities in Europe. So you have students from different parts of the world seeking higher knowledge at the University of Luton, now known as the University of Bedfordshire. The presence of students from all walks of life in this town is a bright side. In addition to that, it's the London commuter belt town. Its location makes it accessible from the Midlands by the road since it's just off the M1. Its easy and convenient access to green spaces such as the Barton Hills National Nature Reserve and Chiltern Hills is as remarkable. The train service from Luton to central London is fast and reliable, taking just under half an hour. All that, nevertheless, cannot warrant shying away from the question, is Luton, England really dangerous? Now, let's start attempting that from a recent damning poll. From the February 2023 polls. An online poll held in February 2023 declared Luton the worst place to live in England due to high levels of danger in the town. The poll was conducted by the property website ilivehere.co.uk. The town, about 36 kilometres north of the capital London, ranked higher than the North and Aylesbury. A series of damning comments were made about the town by the 105,598 people who took part in the poll. It's not pleasing to the ear, and so we won't want to repeat some of those words here. Perhaps it wouldn't be too offensive to be told that Luton makes Slough comparable to the Playboy tax haven of Monaco. Admittedly, though, not every reason for ranking this town as the worst in England can qualify it as England's most dangerous. Some of them have to do with the poor infrastructure, lack of aesthetic pleasantness, poor social life, nauseating food scene, and few shopping opportunities. However, many of the locals who participated in the poll used the word unsafe to describe living in Luton. The lack of bars, restaurants and nightclubs forces people to the streets where they just hang around, idling away. It's not a new development. The fact is that Luton didn't just earn the reputation today. The large town in Bedfordshire has been tagged as dangerous for over a decade. In 2021, for instance, it had the worst burglary rate in Bedfordshire. Also, for criminal damage and arson, it was the most dangerous in the county. We'll get to that later. Luton finished third the previous year. Now, when the 2023 poll castigated the town that much, it's just a reflection of the past and evidence that nothing has changed for the better. The ever-credible journal The Sun tried to ascertain how dangerous it is to live in Luton and visited the town. It came up with a similar report corroborating the fact that Luton, England is indeed not a safe place to live. The team that compiled the report interviewed a good number of residents of the town to assess first-hand experience about living in Luton. We will share details of that with you later. The newspaper even said its team witnessed a strong police presence in Luton, proving that it's indeed dangerous. An arrest was even made in their presence. Unfortunately, the heavy police presence seems not to assure the residents. Crime data from different sources. Now let's deal with more data about crime and safety in Luton. According to crimerate.co.uk, Luton is currently the most dangerous town in Bedfordshire. It's also among the top 20 most dangerous overall of all 127 towns, villages and cities in Bedfordshire. In 2022, the overall crime rate in Luton was 89 crimes per 1,000 people. Compared to Bedfordshire's overall crime rate of 73 per 1,000 residents, Luton was 21% more dangerous. Luton had the worst burglary rate in Bedfordshire in December 2022, with 84 crimes reported, giving a rate of 0.38 per 1,000. That month was also a bad month for the town's residents, as it was the most dangerous area in the county for criminal damage and arson. In December 2022, Luton recorded 117 crimes, giving the rate of 0.53. The town witnessed 66 reports of drugs during the month, which was a rate of 0.30 and the worst for drugs in the county that month. According to data from Bedfordshire Police for 2022 alone, 1,156 crimes were investigated inconclusively with no suspect identified report, while 982 resulted in no prosecution. Violence and sexual offences were the most common crimes in Luton during the year, with 7,832 offences committed, giving a crime rate of 35 per 1,000. This is 1.5% higher than 2021's figure of 7,719 offences. Even the least common crime, bicycle theft, was 197 in 2022. Concerned Lutonians as eyewitnesses. Earlier we told you that residents of Luton were the ones castigating their town from their experience. Let's now share with you what those people felt and how they came about such nasty raps. A concerned 26-year-old resident described it as chaos, decrying his being trapped living in Luton, which he called the UK's worst place. She mentioned how teens stalk streets audaciously brandishing their machetes while police helicopters keep them awake. One 83-year-old resident didn't mince words when describing how police copters menacingly search for drug dealers. A 39-year-old mother of two, Joanna Ludwicka, originally from Poland, confirms that she has experienced some horrific incidents in Luton. She narrated what she saw a few years ago in the town when one of her neighbours, a 19-year-old, was stabbed to death by one of his friends, probably also 19. She named some streets that she thought were extremely dangerous to walk in the night, no thanks to the uncouth younger generations. You'd find some of them running around with weapons, selling drugs and getting into brawls. 23-year-old Manisha Gill, a first-year interior design student at the University of Bedfordshire, is compelled to have her wits about her whenever she goes out. Why? She explains. I can go to the cinemas with my friends, but when I'm in Luton I have to watch my surroundings and keep an eye on my things. She's tired of news of stabbings in Luton. The role of unemployment and homelessness. As mentioned earlier, joblessness plays a big role in all these. Luton has more than its fair share of boarded-up shops, indicating that both the owners of those businesses and their employees are for now out of work. This, according to concerned residents, is at the root of insecurity and other problems challenging the town. According to the Centre for Cities, Luton recently ranked 11th in the United Kingdom for places with the highest levels of hidden unemployment. Homelessness also aids crime and drugs, which are visible on the streets in the town, even during the day. According to the charity Shelter, 1 in 66 people in Luton were classed as homeless. That's almost the worst figures for the United Kingdom. Please, we'd love this discussion to continue in the comments section as we continue to dissect the question, is Luton England really dangerous? Kindly allow us to learn from you. Thank you for watching this video. Please don't forget to subscribe and turn on the notification bell.